Fortnite, a game that needs literally zero introduction, but for the sake of padding out time, I'm going to give it one. Made only in 2017, the Battle Royale game has picked over 125 million players in just over a year, making it one of the biggest games in the world right now. In Fortnite, you and 99 other players jump off a flying bus onto an island where you scavenge for guns and building materials before eventually trying to blow each other's brains out. The island slowly becomes smaller, however, with a storm chasing the players into safe circles, forcing players to move towards each other to create exciting high-energy gameplay. It sounds great, right? Well, if you think playing Fortnite is going to be a fun, enjoyable experience, you are mistaken. 1 year is a lot of time for people to get rather good at a game, and it has become a playground for the 9-year-old army to build over you at the speed of light and kill you before you can even think about firing a gun. So, my options right now are either to accept that I'm never going to be good at a game aimed at 10-year-olds, or create a YouTube series where I go to ridiculous lengths to become a master at this rage-inducing game. And this, unfortunately, is episode 1. To start this series, I'm going to have to know where I stand in terms of skill. So for this episode, I'm going to play 10 games and analyse the good and the bad. And trust me, there's a whole lot of bad. For my first drop, I'm going to drop Paradise Palms. It's a great looting area, and I know the area pretty well, so it made sense to drop here initially. I actually landed slightly outside of Paradise Palms. I saw a suppressed scar and some rifts, which gave me a nice little advantage, and I saw someone already going to the hotel when they were going to land there in front of me, so I didn't want to get in a fight initially. As you can see by my loadout, after a good bit of looting, I've got some decent guns, a suppressed scar and a normal scar, as well as a blue pump and a blue SMG. I know there's a guy on top of the hotel here, and I'm just trying to make my way around to him, but I'm not very good at coordinating the hotel. I decide that he's probably going to be camping the stairs, so I go up from the back by building up, and this is about to be the worst play in Fortnite you've probably ever seen in your life.
Well, that was fucking dreadful.
After somehow not dying from embarrassment from that last fight, I make my way towards Salty Springs and spot another player who was actually fighting another player. I pop a few dreadful shots from my hunting rifle before finishing with my scar. As soon as I killed that guy, the guy he was fighting came to attack me, but he left one of his ramps on his buildings wide open, so I knocked him down. He took a bit of fall damage and I finished him off with the pump.
Fatality.
A not so fun fact, these zombie things spawn from these weird purple eggs during the Halloween update, and these zombies can be a pain in the ass to deal with. At this point in the game, I've got a really nice loadout with full health and shield. When you kill these zombies, they can drop ammo, consumable items, and even decent weapons, so it's worth grinding on a few of them every now and then. This next guy I'm fighting here is actually a really good position against me. He has the high ground and he's got his back to the storm, that means I can only push him from one way, but the zombies are also in between me and him, so I have to go through the zombies if I want to push him as well. This means that he can just take shots at me whilst the zombies are also taking me down. For some reason this guy decides to jump down and fight me, which is a bad idea on his behalf. He takes a nice 100 damage there at first and misses all his shots, but to be fair I also missed most of mine. We then have probably the worst build battle of all time before the zombies take us down, and I finish them up with a nice tap with my blue pump.
Fatality.
The issue I've got now is that I need to loot his stuff because he has 2 golden weapons, but the storm's shooting in quickly with the zombies coming around me close, so I had to sort of leave the heavy shotgun there, which is a big loss because heavy shotgun is a massive upgrade on the blue pump. Now, before you watch this, I just want you to know I do not play much Fortnite at all, and this just goes to show how much of a fluke those 4 kills were this game.
Derp, derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity 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 derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity derp derp derp.
So after one game I had 4 kills and a 7th place finish, which wasn't a bad start at all. It's just a bit of a shame that was the only good game I played. In Game 2 I dropped to this mountain just to the side of Snobby Shores and killed this innocent default skin who just wanted to break some buildings. After looting the mountain for everything that it had, I had a decent line out of guns and thought I could drop on Mr. Red Riding Hood, but it just didn't end very well. In Game 3 I had Paradise Palms all to myself, and I came with some very nice loot, including a purple suppressed scar and a purple heavy shotgun as well as a purple heavy sniper. The only issue is I came up against the guy I wanted to build battle, and I'm not really sure if you got the memo, but I don't quite know how to build in Fortnite. What was also super annoying here is that whilst he was in the air there was also zombies on the ground, and actually if you see I actually managed to shoot one of the zombies thinking it's him just before he kills me, which was super annoying. Game 4 I went to the race course, which is super nice because nobody ever lands here, and I was able to basically loot the whole place for myself, so I opened this door and never mind. In Game 5 I decided to change things up and drop on the floating island. There's more people here, so I'd have to spend ages looting just to die immediately. I actually get a decent start in this game and managed to pick up a kill on this with the Red Riding Hood, despite my shotgun doing some rather questionable damage. I also managed to grab another kill here. This person was really enjoying their RPG, so I just decided to take away their happiness. Unfortunately for me, all good things have to come to an end. I tried to jump on this guy, but I kind of messed up my parachute. He ended up getting the high ground and...
Fatality.
Game 6 I dropped Lazy Links. It's a nice little drop with loads of loot. Unfortunately my girlfriend decided to show me something on YouTube and I kind of died again. Game 7 actually wasn't that bad. I managed to pick up a kill here. This guy was being chased by zombies, which I didn't spot him. I tagged him a couple times and then just finished him off with a shotgun.
Headshot.
Quite soon after this I spot a player in the tower, so I go to shoot him. I've never actually used a 6-shooter before, and I presumed it would do a bit more than 30 damage. If I realised how bad it was, I would have used the AR. Straight away the guy flies away, so I presume he's low health and I chase after him with shotgun in hand. He hits me once here for 70 damage and then hits me again for 124 damage with attack. I'm not quite sure how I lost this fight, I'm going to be completely honest. Game 8 is kind of similar to Game 3. I spent most of the game looting stuff and not finding people. I then found a guy to fight and I actually managed to take him out with my tack. It's only a grey tack, I found about 4 of these and those in the colour ones. But as soon as I knock him out, some other guy finishes me off with an RPG. Nice. One issue I faced whilst playing this was that I was playing without a headset. This meant that for the most part I could hear people but not where they were coming from, which put me at a huge disadvantage. But in all fairness, my shooting there was really bad. So we're coming into our 10th game now. The first game was really well, but the other games were kinda bad to say the least. So hopefully game 10 will be a slight bit better. Despite that being kinda tragic, the whole reason I played those games was to analyse the gameplay, so let's analyse it.
Kowalski, analysis.
The first thing I need to mention here is my shooting. Watching those clips back I cringed a lot, partly due to my commentary, but mostly down to the PvP. I'd even miss shots by a mile or just not shoot at all sometimes. This is probably the first thing I'll need to work on. Secondly, my inability to build is really holding me back. Standing still and looking up when people are building over me is pretty embarrassing. I also think my focus and reaction times are pretty vital. Shooting a second quicker in some places could have won me the fight, and not shooting NPCs would probably help. Finally, I'd say one of the big flaws I had is certainly the attitude I went into some of these games with. There'd be times when I'd be playing games just for the sake of playing the games and getting this video done. I just didn't want to play the game at all, which isn't really the attitude you need to go into a game with. That being said, there were some games like the first one and the last one where I really wanted to play, and that motivation did kinda help, although the gameplay didn't really change. And now to finish the video, we're going to analyse the good things in the games.
If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like the video down below and hit the subscribe button for more videos.